Blessed afternoon, collective. I haven't felt the urge to pull on the energy in a little while because it's been consistent, number one. And number two, I've been focused personally on cultivating presence for myself. This is all about me. It all is. It has to be selfish. Who else is it going to be for? There isn't anybody else who is myself. And no act that isn't done in selfishness can possibly even add to the collective good of self. So anyway, something shifted this morning. It was like a big hunk of mud broke loose, and the masculine energy is, or at least was, I can still feel it, but it was throwing a hissy fit, is the best way that I can put it. And I say this because I witnessed it in myself. Engaging in presence, was observing the ego, which is the masculine, which is the mind, having a reaction and experiencing righteousness, self-righteousness. There's no judgment whatsoever. That's the whole point. This is from a neutral place of non-judgment, of pure observation. And I witnessed in myself the rising of anger and righteousness and indignation. And I can feel it collectively. It's a stick it to the man kind of energy. It's a rebellion. It's revolutionary. It's an uprising. And what it is the divine masculine energy experiencing the rise of feminine and realizing, number one, that it wants to stand up for it. It wants to stand up for itself, for its own emotion and worth. And number two, it's kind of standing up against itself. It's the masculine realizing how out of balance masculine energy internally works against it. It's a wisening up to our own bullshit. And this plays out externally as well. Everything within is without. It reflects eternally in spiral, but it starts within, and it is happening within. It's a recognition by the masculine energy that allowing our mind to lead, that allowing our ego to lead, is not working. It's not doing a good job. And in fact, it feels like witnessing our own self-sabotaging behavior in the moment that it takes place, and realizing, wisening up to it, realizing, oh my God, I've been letting this happen. I've been working against myself. I've been believing my own crap. I've just been following these self-limiting beliefs that have no basis in anything. They're not serving me. And I'm realizing that I have the choice in this. I have to choose to notice and think something different, to notice that my own thoughts are, number one, bogus. They're bullshit, and I'm seeing through it. And number two, I'm not gonna put up with it anymore. And so that's what this feels like. It's a seeing through the veil, seeing through the manipulation of, I want to say, the patriarchy, which is a convoluted word vibrationally, but that's what it is, within and without. The patriarchy is the out of balance emperor aspect that has turned into this overblown thing. It's the ego leading us on these wild goose chases by constructing a drama, constructing a story where it can create the illusion of opposition. It can paint someone or something as an enemy, as an opponent, and rally the troop of consciousness into following it into battle, when in reality, there's no one to defend against, and there's nothing to defend. It's all free. It's all available. It's all safe. There is no threat. This is what the Empress realizes, and this is being realized by collective consciousness, that we've been fighting shadows this whole time. We've created all of these stories of suffering and struggle and just been playing along. We've been playing the role set out for us by the ego. But now that we've realized it, we're not content to be pawns in some pointless drama anymore. We're choosing to take control of ourselves and our own life. That's what this feels like. It's a little bit of a void space in the energy. It feels like, to me, we're in between. I'm sure there's some other minor aspects happening. I'm not an astrologer. I learn about this stuff and I share what I learn. We are in between the aspect of Jupiter in Aries conjunct with Chiron in Aries, and the next major one, at least I know of, on the 16th is Venus moving into Taurus. So that's a big deal. It's a very grounding, emotional time. And a lot of this is encouraging us to put things into action, to get real with ourselves, essentially. Get real with ourselves about our emotions, feel what we feel, acknowledge the way that we feel, and take practical steps towards those things. And a part of that is seeing through the illusion, seeing how ego, the mind, actually has been keeping us from doing so. It's been working against us. And so I want to just pull on this energy and see what comes out. And it feels like probably I'm going to do 2-3 cards. One pulling on the masculine, because it just feels like that's what's going to come out, and then one specifically on how the feminine is experiencing this. I'm laughing because it's the Empress. It's all about the Empress. The irresistible object. And there's an urge to fight for this now. Again, within and without. Let me get a surface here to pull on. Yeah, the masculine is feeling the rise of Empress energy. What's under? Yeah, oh my God, Queen of Pentacles. Feeling it. Feeling this connection. Internally, externally. Understanding in a new way that the Empress is good. She doesn't need anything. She doesn't need anybody or anything. She doesn't require the masculine to function. The heart doesn't need the brain. I mean, to pump blood, yes, that's the function, to keep the body maintained. But beyond that, the mind is the servant of the heart. It's a lot of yellow. It's a whole lot of yellow. It is solar plexus, sacral chakra. It's people recognizing that by following free will, what the ego will tell you is free will. They've been working against themselves. Knight of Swords crossing the Lovers. It's sudden realization. And it is a realization of, I don't want this, I do want that. 5 Swords underneath. I've been choosing the wrong things. The masculine energy is coming to this conclusion. Yeah, Sun underneath. I've been choosing the things that don't make me happy. I can see that now. I actually have this new level of awareness that I've been making these short-sighted decisions that the ego would say is victory. It's not victory. It's not what I actually want. It's been leading me away from the thing I want, from the irresistible object. I haven't been following my emotions. And doing so has been woefully unsatisfying. What's on top? Hierophant. Deep spiritual lessons taking place. And a realization of the self-made, the man-made cage we have placed ourselves in, the limitations we have placed upon consciousness. Feels big. Oh man. All right. Tell me about the masculine energy right now. What's it going through that just flew out of the deck? It's the 9 of Cups, and it came out sideways. They're realizing what they thought was the 9 of Cups. We are realizing it can apply at any level, so take it how it resonates. But it's a realization that what we thought was fulfilling had nothing to do with emotion. We were filling the cup with pentacles, essentially, and swords and wands. We were filling it with the wrong thing. And as a result, we've just been clinging to unhappiness. We've been clinging to something, fighting for something that isn't even satisfying. All because we've let ourselves be guided by the wrong thing. We've been given to the wrong thing. We've been believing things that have been hurting us. We've been living life for other people, fitting ourselves into the molds that others set out for us. And it's not working. It's not working anymore. We want the emotion. We want the emotional satisfaction. And we want to talk about this. The blue is standing out. Again, more yellow. A lot of yellow. We feel the strong desire to talk about this, and we are seeing that following free will is not even following our will, if that makes sense. Yeah, leave it out. Okay, stays out. Tell me, oh my god. Tell me about this masculine energy right now. The cards are very sticky. Just saw the Page of Wands. We've been holding ourselves back. Tell me about this masculine energy right now. What's going on with it? It wants to feel. It wants to feel again. It wants to adventure, to explore. That's what the soul wants. It's here to experience, to adventure, to expand, to grow fearlessly. Okay. 10 Pentacles crossing whatever the center card is. That's a desire for everything to change. What's this crossing before I... Yeah. To make a move, first of all, we know what we've asked for. We know we've put these prayers on hold. Because we were pretending that we had it. We were pretending the wish was fulfilled. We can't hide from this anymore. There's a lot of healing coming off. What's under... Yeah. We've been clinging... We've been clinging to this and avoiding making the move. Taking the one pentacle, leaving the rest behind, and setting sail for the real fulfillment. A realization that everything we've surrounded ourselves with is not making us happy. It's not fulfilling. It's pentacles. It's not cups. Again, these cups need water in them. They need emotion. They're not flowing. They're full of material things, and material things are limited and limiting. We've been stuck in this successful life, this everything, it's really a jail cell. It's a prison sentence. Again, it's if it's a relationship, it's more like a contract. It's not freeing. Love, true emotional energy is free flowing, and it's safe. It's Empress based. It knows that there is no threat. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. We've been working, the deck wanted to split. We've been working on things that ultimately are illusory. The things that appear real. The world of form. The world of material goods and physical substance and reputation and ego, essentially. We've been putting all our effort into this, thinking that's where the liberation was. The liberation is not there. It's in the emotion. It's within. Let's read with the Nine of Cups. That Page of Wands. Wanting to move. Wanting to be curious. Wanting to feel. To explore. To adventure. To leave all of this behind. Again. To make a move. This wanted to come off the top. To follow the dream. Again. This may appear to actually exist. It may be what we've surrounded ourselves with, but it's not the dream. It's not what we want. There's nothing substantive about it. It's all artificial. It's all superficial. It's hollow. We're realizing this is the real thing. The thing that we were told was fairy tale. The thing that we told ourselves was a fairy tale. To let go of because it wasn't realistic. And instead pretend you're happy with this material success. This isn't doing it. It's not doing it for us anymore. We want the dream. We want the emotion. And we're tired of sitting around in this. How I know that? You want to see what's popping off the back? It's a tower. It's all coming down. And the Chariot also showing itself. It's all falling apart. This whole illusion. The illusion of the life that we've created around ourselves. The illusion that we were happy with it. The illusion that it mattered in some way. Mattered more than emotional fulfillment. This is what we want. We want the cups. We thought it was the pentacles. All of society has told us, has trained us into the belief, the self-limiting belief, that pentacles, money, material wealth, reputation, possessions, that's what makes you happy. Or a career, something like that. Has nothing to do with it. Has absolutely nothing to do with it. I mean, you know how many, I don't watch the news, but it's obvious how many ridiculously wealthy people, famous people, popular, whatever, people of status who have how utterly, excruciatingly miserable they are. The vast majority of them are addicted to some substance. They're in unhappy relationships. Countless members of whatever upper echelon who've committed suicide or other things. Violent crimes. There's no happiness here, and this is being realized. We want the emotional fulfillment. We want to at least try. Not trying. Oh, not trying. That is the most painful thing. And there is a feeling of, we've been clinging to this, we've been allowing this to hold us back. We've been using this as the excuse. Again, realization of how ego will operate to keep you trapped, to keep you stuck, to keep you small and hidden, and stop you from pursuing the things that your soul is leading you towards. We've been using this as an excuse to stay stuck. No more. That realization is taking place. What's under the tower? Yeah. 6 of Swords, 6 of Cups. Little bit of letting the past define us. But it's a whole lot of soul connection here too. It's soul waking up, things wanting to come to balance. This energy wants to come to balance. We want to come to balance. When we witness the ego self-sabotaging, when we see that, we recognize that as it's happening internally, we immediately feel the desire. There's understanding awakens. The soul wakes up fully to itself and realizes, oh, this is not me. I am not my mind. I am not this mind. This is a separate entity. And it is. Your thoughts are not you. They have their own energy that is imbued by you. And so they'll do anything to convince you to give them that energy, because that's the only way they can continue to exist. They don't need to exist. It's time to return the feminine to the throne. It's time to restore balance and allow the soul to lead. The soul energy is feminine energy, is Empress energy, and it's time for it to rise. It is rising. We're recognizing that this is the desire. In fact, it's even, you could say it's even ego's true desire. Ego doesn't want to be in power. Ego wants the soul to lead. It's just afraid. Ego is itself ruled by fear, and we show it another way. Consciousness shows it another way. By witnessing, by being the observer of it, and allowing the energy to express, but being unmoved by it, undisturbed, to feel non-peace and be at peace with that, to allow the self to feel disturbance, to witness the disturbance of the ego and not be disturbed by it, to allow it, to accept it, and recognize that you are inhabiting the space of a higher dimension. In that moment, you are present with the self, accepting the present moment, accepting the self for exactly as it is, and that is true self-love. All of this experienced and realized at the same moment. That's the meaning of gnosis. Knowledge through experience of the self within it. It's taking place. It's taking place. The masculine has tasted this and it wants to move towards it. Yeah. It wants to move towards it. It's tired. It's tired of fighting this. Tired of thinking. Tired of thinking the pentacle is all that there is. It's ready to walk away, to let the love flow. Yeah, it's confusing. There's a tendency still, there's a tendency to go round and round because the ego has held sway for so long. It's confused still. It's the mind trying to feel emotion. The mind is not designed to feel emotion. It can't do it. And it will only end up being confused by it. If you try to use your brain to feel, it's confusing. That is the result. But there's the intuition and the burning desire to make a move anyway, to feel the fear, to feel the confusion and trust, to surrender control. It's coming, it's happening. I can feel the inner turmoil, the conflict, but also the desire to release, the desire to let go. I'm just gonna shuffle this. And yeah, I'm gonna switch to the animals. See what the feminine energy is experiencing. Probably feeling this because again there's a balance of all within all. Even if you identify as divine feminine, you're witnessing this, experiencing this in some capacity. One more. The Sun and the Ace of Cups want to pop out. It's that realization that we're feeling emotion and we can't unfeel it. We can't stop feeling it. And also it feels good to feel. Fancy that. It feels good to feel. Yeah, we can't stop feeling it now. Once you get a taste of the Empress, it's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't know why it came out like that, but it did. All day I've been getting, what is that song? I don't remember what it's called, but something's happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. It's something's going down. Seven of Wands. Yeah, the feminine is on the outside looking in. The feminine is privy to this because that's just how it works. Because the feminine is the intuition. And if you are one embodying the divine feminine, you've been doing this. You've been doing the spiritual work. You've been learning the lessons. You've been flowing with the energy. And you're aware of when ego, the masculine, is rising and sort of tussling with itself. And you allow it. You accept, you witness. You're undisturbed by the disturbance. But you can feel it. It's flowing. There's a lot attached to this. 3 swords underneath this Ace of Cups, yeah. The masculine turmoil is bleeding over. We're holding the high ground. Oh, it's painful. I mean, you can feel the existential crises taking place, is how I can interpret it. But we're holding space. And it's a recommendation also to hold the space, hold the frequency of unconditional love. Holding space means filling it. It means filling it with presence, with awareness, with Empress energy, that which perceives no threat, knows there's no danger here. There's not even a problem here. Everything is fine. The masculine is in excruciation. Desperate to come towards the Empress. Absolutely desperate. Because they can't put this cup back in the fridge anymore. It's the match that's staying lit. This awareness cannot be hidden. It can't be pretended against anymore. Yeah, they know they've got to make a choice. Feminine is balanced in herself. She's faced this enough. Feminine energy. Gendering it is, has nothing at all to do with physical gender. It's polarity of energy, and energy is genderless, but the ease of discussion, just using the pronouns. Feminine has faced this and relieved it in herself by discovering presence, by discovering self-love, by discovering she is her own divine counterpart. She needs no one. She gives the full cup to herself, and she keeps it flowing in even reciprocation. She knows she's attracting at a higher level, and she's devoted to that course, and is undisturbed even by disturbance within. Separate layer of energy, the masculine is losing their shit. They can't stop feeling, and they're feeling this. And they can't unfeel it. They know they gotta make a decision. They gotta speak some truth. They gotta speak some truth to the Empress. Come on. Desperate to make a move towards the Empress, but it feels like it's at once moving too slowly and too quickly. It's flip-flopping still, but everything is pushing this direction. Absolutely pushing this direction, yeah. Because everything they're surrounded by, there's awareness that it's holding them back, and they're tired of clinging to it. It doesn't feel good. They want liberation from it, and that means moving towards the Empress. What's on top? Yeah. They want to break free. Because the heart chakra's open. Because they can't stop feeling this. It's not going to close again. They can't dam it back up. Heart and throat. What is that song? Heart and Soul. Can't think of the lyrics, but yeah. It's the sun. What's going on with the feminine energy? Tell me about the divine feminine. How about that? Tell me about the divine feminine right now, universe. Sitting pretty. I'm hearing that song. I'm on the outside, I'm looking in. I can see through you, see your true colors. The rest of it's not so happy, but it's just that section of like, I can see through the bullshit, and I can see that we're the same. I can see that there's no threat here. Again, there's nothing to worry about. It's all good. I'm seeing through the games. I'm seeing why the runners ran. That it's all been to grow my energy. It's all been to my benefit. And I have no regrets. I'm full of appreciation. I need nothing from anyone or anything. I'm good. You're good. Just sitting pretty. It's Queen of Pentacles, Empress. She doesn't need anything. Yeah, okay. Son of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Stable. There's a stillness to it. What's on top? Strength. Come on. Open heart chakra. Wide open. The Empress knows what she wants because she keeps her heart chakra open. She leads by the heart, not the mind. Brain's shut down. Just charging steadily ahead. This is things coming in too, because what you're putting out is what you're attracting. This is where the feminine is. Stable, determined. What's read with that? King of Cups. It is big love. It's not stingy. It's the rising of the masculine aspect within the feminine. Coming into balance again. It's that internal masculine wanting to give devotion to the feminine. Yeah, 9 cups underneath. Devoted to the self. Servant of the self. Self-serving. Reliably so. Committed to this. What's read with strength? Knight of Swords. Interesting. There's a lot of communication within the self. Understanding. New understanding being gleaned from this. Again, this whole experience. Understanding this whole experience from a new perspective. If you are one watching this, I would wager you are one who identifies as divine feminine in some aspect. And you've experienced a tremendous escalation, a rise of your energy over the past couple of months because of experiences you've had with masculine energies, with the masculine energy within you. It's time for all of this. How do I put this? It's time for it all to play out. The seeds have been sown, the lessons have been learned, things have been growing. We're coming to this new place of understanding that truly we are our own divine counterparts. What we really want is union within the self, is union with ourself. That means awareness of the dimension of presence, experiencing gnosis, experiencing that sensation of being and knowing you're good. You are golden. So good. That literally everything is for you and is available to you and is you, and it's all good. Everything you desire exists within, right here, and you can tap into that space, to that awareness, to that sensation at any time. I want one more. Wide Son of Swords. Yeah, how, and it's teaching us how to attract. That by this vulnerability, by keeping the heart open, we are attracting powerfully at a new level. Recognizing, being committed to our own emotional fulfillment and to discovering that within, internally. That's a whole lot of clarity right there, and it's a whole lot of happiness. Realizing it within brings it without, but the without is just icing on the cake. It has to happen. It is law. It's the law of attraction. One, circle, raw. It's the way that the universe functions. And realizing that finding the happiness within, number one, is all that we want, and number two, continues this process, ensures these things come and are reflected without. It's yeah, I got this. I got this. I'm good. I'm sitting pretty. This is stable emotional satisfaction, self-sustaining. It's what it means to be self-sovereign. The feminine is owning this. Oh, that's delicious. And so it's what's coming towards us also. Yeah, an end to this. These came back. An end to the heartache. Realizing that we relieve it. We create this and we relieve it. It's all within our control. It's the whole, it's not the whole pre-shuffle. 7 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, seeing through the bullshit, seeing how we've been distracted, how ego will distract us by creating these stories, creating stories of suffering. But we're done with it. We're done with it. We're seeing through that illusion. We know the dream is more real than that. Eye on the prize. This is what we are embodying, exhibiting. This is what is coming towards us. But again, it's that doesn't even matter, because we've got it within. We understand happiness, satisfaction, fulfillment is found within. And what exists without is not relevant to it. It's not a part of the equation. It's a result. Ultimately, it becomes the result. But it's not the thing. It's not the thing that makes us happy. We find the happiness. We embody the happiness. We are happiness. We are joy. We are love. We're tapping into that dimension and just experiencing the wonder of our being. This is the lesson. This is what it means to be a divine, deliberate creator. To know yourself, to love yourself, to experience yourself as that, in that dimension. To know yourself as the wish fulfilled. That's absolutely beautiful. I want to ask if there are any final messages from the universe. It's just keep doing what you're doing. Honestly, it's just keep doing what you're doing. But one card and a bottom card. One card and a crossing card. Final words from the universe, if there's anything I would like to add for the viewer, we'll say. What do you want to say, Spirit? Oh, Temperance just fell out. Alright, that means we're done. Come on. You're good. Temperance crossed by the sun. Just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, and don't worry about this King of Wands. Your ego energy, focus on observing and understanding your own ego energy, allowing it, being at peace with non-peace, accepting the whole present moment that is you. When you do so, you are accepting yourself fully. This is what it means to be in balance. You're doing it. You're good. You got this. That's the final message from the universe. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep engaging in presence. Keep balancing. You are balanced. You are the fucking Empress, baby. And yeah, that means all this stuff is coming in. But you're not worried about it. You don't care. Care is worry. Because you just love. You are love. Keep doing what you're doing. It's changing the world. Literally, this is fueling Earth's ascension. This is fueling humanity's evolution, the evolution of consciousness, the expansion of collective consciousness. This is what's driving the collective masculine energy to look at itself, to understand the illusion that it's weaved around itself, and fueling the desire to balance with its own feminine, and the way that that plays out at every level of existence. Keep doing you. You are surrounded by angel energy. You are exuding this. Hold the frequency. Keep the heart open. Just stay the course. You're good. You got it. That's what the universe wants to say. Happy days ahead. Happy days now. Right now. You feel it. You know it. You can tap into that dimension. Do it. You feel this. You are this. That's the whole message. Absolutely beautiful. Things have already shifted. And they'll continue shifting with an upward trend, because that's just what it is. We've started the ascension engines. They don't turn off. And it's picking up speed now. It's accelerating. Accelerating wickedly. That's all I got. Feels good. I hope you can feel it. I hope you're basking in this too. This is a co-creation. We are collaborating in this. And I'm mighty appreciative for your existence, for your commitment to finding yourself, knowing yourself, and holding this frequency. If this has any resonance with you, I would love to know. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, whatever you feel. That doesn't matter. Do what feels good to you. But I think this is amazing. We're doing this together. We are accelerating the ascension of Earth. And most importantly, we're getting happy with ourselves. We're feeling good and grooving and moving, baby. Let's flow with the energy. Delicious. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for you. I hope you have a wonderful, magical, resplendent, ascended day. And know that always, always, through every vector of time and space and whatever the fuck this is, I love you. I really do. Thank you.